welcome to the Review Reviewer. You review it, I review you. This is my partner, Mr. It. Today, we're taking a look at the Bad Movie Beatdown review of I Love You Beth Cooper.
Hello and welcome to Bad Movie Beatdown.
Is it just me, or did that sound like a bad WrestleMania announcer?
I know plenty of people have been asking me to review another rom-com, so what better excuse than to say how I Love You Beth Cooper makes me feel the exact opposite way about it. High school graduation day. The most important day in a young person's life. Until you get married, have kids, and a number of more important days.
Yeah, but it's still a pretty big fucking deal.
And at Buffalo Glen, one student, Dennis Koovman, played by Paul Rust, has a terrible, terrible idea.
Wonderful, awful idea.
After graduation, she'll be gone until, like, the 10th reunion, if you both even live that long.
I sat behind her in almost every class.
Behind her? Behind her? She never saw you, dude. You don't give this big speech at graduation. You don't exist. If you don't do this, you'll regret it. Yeah, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, and for the rest of your life.
What are you talking about?
It's Casablanca, 1942, Michael Curtiz, director. Bogart, dude.
Please tell me I don't sound like this obnoxious cloth of a film geek.
Oh no, of course not. You have a British accent.
You see, Dennis is the school's valedictorian, and he has to make a big speech in front of the graduating year and their parents. Yeah, you can probably guess where this might be going.
Today, we look forward. But today, I would also like to look back. Looking back, not with anger, but with no regrets. I love you, Beth Cooper.
Okay, Creepazoid, here's a top tip for you in the future. If you want to profess your love to a girl that you've barely even spoken to, let alone know a thing about, then maybe you don't want to do it in front of every single graduating student in the year, embarrassing both you and her in the process. This isn't funny, it's so cringeworthy you can actually feel your toes turning inward.
He's not wrong. Right now, my toes are curled up like their fists.
But that's not all, because he's going to go on and try to ruin everyone's day.
Let us be unafraid to admit I'm a stuck-up bitch. 'Cause deep down, I believe I am worthless. Let us declare I'm a big old asshole who beats up on other kids because I was unloved as a baby or was sexually abused or something. I'm sorry for the cruel swirlies, the pink bellies, the purple nurples.
Yes, let us not look back in anger, but instead make nasty, spiteful insults, because by being a raging asshole with a microphone, you're truly the better person.
Well, you know, sometimes you gotta just get stuff off your chest. It would be better in front of a therapist, but still.
Let all of us vow. When I graduate, I'm not gonna keep hanging around my old high school like some kind of creepy loser who can't get an adult girlfriend. You know who you are. You.
And then going on to break the boyfriend of your high school crush who serves in the military. Yep, he's definitely gonna die. Why hasn't anyone taken the microphone away from this resentful pillock yet?
I'm just sitting here wondering why this whole thing is happening.
Oh, finally! If only they'd done that 2 minutes earlier. This is a crucial scene because it sets the comedic tone for what follows, and if it fails, the whole movie goes down with it. And unfortunately, they've just made their hero into a bitter, unsympathetic, homophobic jerk.
What? Isn't that what makes all great heroes?
I should also mention that Dennis is going to Harvard, and you normally expect someone going there to have more emotional sensitivity than a 5-year-old.
Well, maybe Harvard's not as great a school as we think it is.
Look, Rich told me...
Rich Munch?
Yeah.
I wouldn't take heterosexual advice from Rich Munch.
As opposed to homosexual advice? What the hell are you implying, movie?
That gays don't know how to deal with straight love?
Oh, hey, he's actually going to share a conversation with Beth. This should be interesting.
You embarrassed me. But it was so sweet. I'll have to let you live.
Really? You found that cute? On what planet? because where I come from, any sane girl would have found that selfish display completely repulsive and mortifying.
Is it bad that during this entire thing, all I'm thinking about is how Hayden Panettiere plays Kyrie in the Kingdom Hearts series? Shut up! Nobody asked you!
I'm not gay, you know, so... Yeah.
Okay.
What makes you think I'm gay?
I don't know. Everybody thinks you're gay, Rich.
Well, they don't know me. You know me. What makes you think I'm gay? I'm Robin Hood. You're Friar Tuck. We get your dad's camcorder and we do a shot-for-shot recreation of their climactic sword fight. Using our boners.
So you're basing this on one instance where your friend made an awkward joke? I hate to tell you this, but most people have done that at one point or another.
Yeah, I mean, come on. One time Mr. It made that joke at me. Granted, 3 weeks later I found out he was bi.
Later at Dennis's house, Rich draws our attention to the new shoes that he's wearing. Yep, totally nothing out of the ordinary there. Just like we're definitely not establishing Dennis's unfortunate underwear for later.
Given the payoff, why the hell does what underwear he's wearing need to be brought up at all?
Dennis's parents give them a talk before handing them the house for the night. Dennis's dad is played by Alan Ruck, aka Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which is a deliberate casting nod that is less of a passing of the torch and more I wish I was watching an actual John Hughes movie now. Then again, given what an insecure dweeb Dennis is, it does make sense that he comes from Cameron's DNA.
Because geeks always give birth to geeks.
And speaking of movie references...
Sometimes you just have to say, what the F?
Curtis Armstrong, Risky Business, 1983, Paul Brickman, except he didn't say F, he said, fuck.
You know, I don't know why it does at this point, but it really surprises me whenever I hear the word fuck in a PG-13.
You know what I mean. Carpe diem.
I didn't know you were such a movie buff, Mr. C. Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rich. We know.
These aren't even noble quotes that you're pointing out. These are generic stock inspirational lines. And for the record, Carpe Diem was not invented by Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society, you ignorant moron. It's a Latin phrase. So will you kindly shut the hell up?
This joke brought to you by the Encyclopedia.
Soon after, Beth arrives, bringing along the other two in the Trinity, Cammy and Treese, but minus the army blokes because they got a bit date rapey. Charming. And naturally, they didn't invite anyone else for this party because clearly Dennis was only thinking about how to get Beth in bed.
Personally, I always thought it was because even if he did invite anybody else, they wouldn't have shown up anyway.
Everything's organic. The pretzels are fat-free.
Are you calling me fat?
No.
Hey, come on, you fat? Why would he say that? He's not retarded.
My brother's retarded.
That was cold. You probably don't even have a brother.
No, he died.
Oh, yeah. That was early. You got me.
I'm so sorry.
Wow, the uncomfortability levels are absolutely stratospheric at this point. Probably wish you'd actually talk to her now so you would know something like that, right? Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it is kind of her fault for making a joke about her dead brother to begin with.
And the movie continues in this line of painful, cringe-inducing awkwardness, with Rich gladly dragging down Dad's condoms for no reason, and Dennis apparently being so stupid, he doesn't know you're supposed to open champagne away from your face.
Are you sure this guy isn't retarded?
Thankfully, this is finally broken when Kevin and his buddies show up at the house, doing his best impression of Chet from Weird Science.
Let me open this door!
Windows! Secure the windows!
Why does it take them so long to arrive at the open windows when they were standing at the front door? There's 3 of them and 1 of him, and I'm pretty sure they could smash through if they wanted to.
I think the more pressing question is, why the hell are the other 4 helping him?
But Dennis left the back door open, letting Kevin in, who's apparently coked up, which means they start openly wrecking the house and trying to kill Dennis and Rich.
Ah, now this is willful damage to property. That's a legal term.
I don't think they give a shit. Use the legal term when you call the police. Which of course you aren't going to do, because this is a stupid comedy.
Because apparently the writer thinks that attempted murder is funny.
Run upstairs like idiots from Kevin, and I don't mean kill as an exaggeration. He really is trying to murder them. What the fuck? Are you telling me they had a poster made of her, hung over his bed, and presumably aimed for the stars with it? Ew! That's not geeky, that's creepy stalker behavior!
I think damn near every teenage boy has had that on their ceiling at some point. Granted, it's usually of a model or someone famous, but still.
And yes, this is a polycarbonate blade. I took some workshops at the Star Wars convention. Dr. McCoy.
How will we be able to tell a nerd if we didn't make yet another tired reference to those pop culture touchstones of Star Wars and Star Trek? Even the stereotypes of the Big Bang Theory are usually written with more humility than this.
Yeah, but not by much.
Rich, who has been hiding in the closet because he might be gay, do you get it? Goes to the window and dives out, whilst Beth saves Dennis.
Weird.
Weird? Yeah, that's an understatement. I think most women have much stronger and far more visceral responses to seeing something like that.
I thought you already established that these characters don't live in any sense of reality.
Dennis follows Rich out of the window for no reason, or is hanging onto the drain pipe until it breaks off like it would in Home Alone, followed by Kevin pushing Dennis off the roof for a double pratfall bonus. The chase continues, complete with a hat trick. And that's a trip to the hospital right there. Sorry, movie's over. He's got a severe concussion and several broken bones.
Ah, but you forget, this is a quirky comedy. Something like that will only cause a few scrapes at best.
The two dimwits hop into Beth's car and escape from the psychos, but that doesn't mean they're safe.
We got away, so you can stop escaping now.
She always drives like this.
I was in driver's ed with her.
You know what, you can slow down. Yeah, we're gonna try to watch the coast, and we're gonna watch the road. I'm gonna need you to pull over. Whoa. Great, you just killed everybody in the car.
Oh, really? You only just now remembered where you recognize this person from? If she nearly killed you whilst taking a driving lesson, I'm pretty sure you damn well remember.
My guess is he either tried to repress the memory or the whiplash gave him short-term memory loss or something.
Can I borrow your cell phone? I left mine back at the house. Thank you. Hey, Mom, Dad,
Hi, Mrs. C.
Hi, Mrs. C.
If you need to reach me, you can reach me at... I'm sorry, can I get your phone?
Shit, my phone. Kevin's probably tracking me. GPS that asshole.
So your boyfriend stalks and tracks you using your phone? Oh, abusive relationships. That fountain of laughter.
I bet Sora wishes he had a way to track her like that. I may be done with the Kingdom Hearts jokes. I may not be. Only time will tell.
Stopping off at a petrol station for some supplies, they try and buy some beer, but the shop clerk is having none of it, until Beth uses her powers of persuasion, so to speak.
Look, I could lose my shitty job.
How about I kiss you so hard, every time you think about it, you'll have to change your underwear. We got beer!
So that was weird, what you did in there to him.
What happened? I sucked his face for like 2 seconds.
Your mouth might be saying face, but your lips say dick. I know what you censored for a PG-13.
You can actually tell?
With his face sucking his profoundly shaken Dennis, who is disheartened to find the girl of his dreams is actually such a zealous harlot that her panties actually come with a greeting. Newsflash, women actually have these little things called personalities.
Wait, they do? I really gotta stop making jokes that can piss off female viewers.
Nick. Indians. This is Jack Nicholson, Easy Rider, 1969, directed by Dennis Hopper.
Something is really wrong with you.
If you're going to do impressions, at least do it in context. Don't see a bunch of girls that see a 40-year-old movie and do it out of nowhere, because that's not going to get a laugh out of them or us.
Yeah, trust me, I've tried that. It got nothing but weird looks.
The rest of the group leave to try and give Beth and Dennis a moment, but that's dreadfully uninteresting, so let's instead focus on the three trying to tip a cow, because, I'll get back to you on that one.
Because rebellious teenagers?
Okay. Oh, what's that kind of? That sounds like a noise.
It's a moo. Okay, push it.
Where?
In the middle. Okay, push.
Oh, shit.
Oh no, what a shame! He ruined his brand new shoes by stepping in cow dung! When he brought them up in forced dialogue earlier, I could have never predicted this tragic turn of events.
Now some other tragic turn of events, that's completely predictable.
So Rich is forced to ditch the shoes before he gets back in the car. And with everyone just a little bit tipsy, Beth thinks it's an absolutely fantastic idea to turn off her headlights and start driving around erratically because she's wild, crazy and free, and not an irresponsible bimbo.
The sad part is there are a lot of teenagers who actually think that way.
End up going to the home of the pampered Valley, who you may recall Dennis called a stuck-up bitch earlier, who's throwing a giant party for much of the graduating year, and the Trinity quickly abandon them. That leaves Dennis free to confront some of the people they insulted, such as Greg here.
If anybody's gonna kill me tonight, it should be you. You heard it.
How did you know? How did you... You know, sometimes I don't even remember doing it. I just black out.
I'd have that looked at, Greg.
Maybe I could call you sometime.
Sure. Maybe a trained professional would be better.
Wow, that's incredibly dark and depressing. And yet the movie's playing this whole scene for awkward laughs.
What surprises me is that there are some people who actually get a laugh out of that.
They have the unfortunate luck to bump into Kevin once again, who is cheating on Beth with Valley. This escalates into yet another fight scene, but luckily Greg, newly friends with Dennis, comes to the rescue and beats up Kevin and his military buddies. But even that still turns out to not be enough for these OTT caricatures. No, that's when Beth smashes through the front of the house in Kevin's car.
Do you know how many laws you just broke? Grand theft auto, criminal destruction of property, assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, leaving the scene of an accident, speeding, and now failure to stop. That's 7, at least.
That's a new record.
Actually, it's 8, Dennis. You forgot drunk driving. And these aren't even little things. Beth must be a wanted criminal by now. She just caused a shitload of property damage. Someone will have called the police.
Yeah, there's being rebellious, and then there's being malicious.
Before we get deep and stuff, they immediately tempt the boys with a showering session, including a bit of side boob, which must have made one 13-year-old's night.
Let's just say it's a good thing that this camera doesn't show below the waist.
Dennis starts getting ready to follow when Kevin and company reappear yet again, thanks to the car's low-jacking. Good thinking, Beth, aiming straight for his testicles. Luckily, and bizarrely, Rich saves him by wet toweling them all in the bollocks because, as we learn in a cutaway gag, he's been practicing ever since he was bullied as a kid. And then it hits me why this film doesn't work. It's not a cartoon as much as Chris Columbus directs it like one.
Yeah, you gotta kind of wonder why some people try to do more cartoony things in live action.
And yes, that really is how a bunch of roided-up, psychotic military men get taken out in the final cut by getting wet-toweled into submission. The group escape from the school, and I like how Dennis is thoughtful enough to pick up Rich's clothes for him, but not his own trousers?
Maybe he couldn't find them.
You know, I want to go home.
You know, you're the one who started this. You're the geek who got up in front of the entire school and all our friends and family and declared your love for someone you don't know a thing about.
He knows a lot about you.
He knows your blocker combo. He knows your favorite antiperspirant. He knows your blood type.
Okay,
Beth gets stalked by a boyfriend. Beth gets stalked by a geek with a crush. You know when there's a thin line between how creepy your protagonist and antagonist are? Something's gone really wrong.
How do you even do that to begin with?
In fact, I get the impression that not even the film likes Dennis all that much, since it's basically a never-ending string of continuous humiliations. Like the bit where he has to shove 2 tampons up his nose.
Okay, I know this is a bit off topic, but why don't they make things like tampons for nosebleeds? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not exactly keen on using a whole box of tissues because my nose decides it wants to have a period.
Or loses yet another article of clothing, trying to air out his shirt, being forced half naked into the road to collect it for the cherry on top.
Although you gotta kind of wonder why they sent him out to begin with, considering the fact that he has no clothes.
Goddamn, Kevin. Because of you, I'm in the middle of nowhere looking for a shirt.
Oh, yeah, no. God damn that Kevin. I mean, why do you even go out with him anyway?
In the beginning, he was sweet. He made me laugh. And when he smiled,
It's really hot.
Are we talking about the same Kevin? The same Kevin that single-mindedly chased our heroes throughout the film, trying to beat them to a bloody pulp whilst high off his face on drugs? You can't talk about a caricature like a real person. It doesn't work that way.
Hey, people change.
They go to Teresa's dad's cabin as it comes close to sunrise. Dennis and Beth go out to the pier to chat, like about her late brother, which the movie brings up whenever it needs cheap sympathy.
You know, sometimes I wish comedies would be just that. Straight up comedy.
So do you still love me?
Yeah.
Am I everything you've ever masturbated to?
No, it's not like that with you. I mean, you're different than I imagined. You're real.
No, she's not real. She's a different kind of fantasy. She's the manic pixie dream girl who shows you all of life's wonderful freedoms if you just let it in like a mischievous Tinkerbell.
There's mischievous, and then there's fucked up beyond belief.
Dennis cheers her up by saying that regardless of high school, she will always be extraordinary, which nets him a kiss as a reward. On the other hand...
Say hello to my little friend!
Wow.
Scarface. Pacino, 82, De Palma.
For goodness sake, put the gun down! This is exactly what happens before someone accidentally shoots one of their friends in the face!
This is why American censorship sucks.
It's idiots like this that kept us from getting The Legend of Dratini.
And for the record, Scarface came out in 1983, not 1982. See what you made me do? You've turned me into the pedantic guy that corrects the irritating bloke that spouts movie quotes. You've turned me into everything that I hate, and all you had to do was check IMDb.
It's okay, Film Brain. It happens to the best of us.
If you're not gay, why so unchubby in the shower?
I was just being cool. It was uncool of you to notice.
No 18-year-old boy is that cool.
I am that cool.
Nobody cares if you're gay.
I'm not.
Nobody cares, so just be gay already.
If you really don't care about him being gay, then stop pressuring him to be gay.
Maybe it has something to do with the idea that generally women are more attracted to gay dudes than straight dudes.
And no, the movie doesn't have the courage to make him gay. In fact, he has a threesome with Cammy and Trees, when there is clearly a budding relationship between him and Cammy in the afterglow, just to reaffirm some heterosexuality in case that worried you.
You know, it's probably for the best that they don't make him gay. I mean, if they did, they probably would have turned him stereotypically flamin'.
Just like that, the movie flatly just sort of concludes, with Beth dropping Dennis back home. The relationship with Beth concludes on a more parting, just friends kind of way, but there's a definite maybe in there.
I think I'm gay.
Yeah? Oh, that's great. Congratulations.
Dude, not gay for you.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, I could be bi.
Bi?
Yeah, I was with two gorgeous ladies last night. It's a lot more heterosexual than you.
Ah, so he's not quite straight, he's not quite gay. He's somewhere in the middle.
Is there a problem with doing that?
But now you gotta take it to the next level.
I will. I'm not really gonna wait for the reunion. I'll leave a message on Facebook. Ask her out. I don't know.
What? No, it has to be a grand gesture.
Like what?
Well, you know where she lives. Go to her house, bring a boombox, wait for her.
That's stalking, Rich.
No, it's not stalking if you love the person. You gotta, like, grab her and throw her in the car and take her someplace where it can be just the two of you.
Now that's kidnapping.
It's romantic.
Hey, joke's on you, filmmakers. You just made a film about stalking completely unironically. It's too late for those jokes.
Maybe they were just trying to redeem themselves at the last minute.
So overall, while this review isn't very funny, FilmBrain does do a good job of analyzing the movie. Although one thing that kind of bugs me is his delivery. It always sounds like he's trying to make a point, even when he's just summarizing the film.
I'm the reviewer. You're good, I review